Hello everyone. In last lecture of Accountancy 1, we have discussed about our subjects of semester 1 and the syllabus of Accountancy 1. And then we have discussed little bit about the consignment account. Okay, so today in this lecture we will go further in the consignment account. We have already understood about the consignment account, the definition, the functions, how it works, that we have already discussed. We will go further in this account. Now, consignment account, we have understood that three words are most important in this account. First, whoever sends the goods for sale, he will be called consigner. Then who received these goods and who is selling the goods on behalf of consigner, he will be called as consignee. And the goods which are given to the consignee by the consigner is called consignment. Okay, so these three words are very important in our chapter. Now, every account, to make each and every account, we have to understand first general entries that you have already understood in 11th 12th, the base of the general entries, how to make the general entries and all. So in last video we have already discussed that in consigner account, in the books of consigner we will make three accounts. Here you can see the three accounts and even general entries. Here it is given the general entries, and here it is given the first account, second account and third account. First account will be the consignment account. The main business of consignment, it will be included in this consignment account. Then second account we will make about for consignees account, okay, who receives the goods for sale. And the third account will be goods sent on consignment account. Okay, so today we will see and discuss about the general entries and the effect of the general entries into the accounts. Okay, that's why I have shown you the general entries as well as accounts together. This is the pro forma of the accounts. So I suggest you all to write down all the general entries and make this pro forma of accounts. Okay, so these are we are discussing about on in the books of consigner. Okay, means for this you have to, if you want to understand very easily this general entries and accounts, you have to think that you are consigner, you are sending the goods to the consignee. Okay, you are doing the business of consignment. Fine. So we will see the general entries one by one and the effects of these general entries into the accounts one by one. So first transaction will be when goods are sent on consignment. When consignor send the goods to the consignee, right? So here the effect, the general entry will be consignment account debit to goods sent on consignment account credit. Okay, goods is going, right? So we will do the general entry according the consignment account debit to goods sent on consignment account. So first account is consignment account. So here consignment account is debit. So in the debit side of consignment account, we will write the particulars which we have written on the for the credit, right? So we will write down the two goods sent on consignment account. Bracket may, in bracket we will write the information that what is about. So it is about the goods sent. Same way here goods sent on consignment account is credited. So in the credit side of goods sent on consignment account, we will write down by consignment account. Clear? And here also we will write down the details goods sent on consignment. Now for the second transaction, we will write down that when the consigner pays expenses. When the consigner pays any expenses regarding the business of consignment, so the consignment account will be debited and the cash or bank account will be credited. We will pay by cash or by check, then the cash is going, so whatever is going we will be credited. So whatever is coming it is debited and whatever is going it is credited, right? We have understood about the golden rule of account of general entry. So here also we are doing the same, that consignment account debit to cash or bank account credit. So same way we will write down to the debit side of consignment account that cash account or bank account, and in bracket we have to write the information that expenses of consigner. Now cash or bank account we are not making in the consigner's book, so we will not do the second entry. Now the third transaction is when an advance is received from consign. When consignee receive the goods, he will pay some advance to the consigner. So when he will pay the advance to the consigner will receive the bank or cash or bills receivable. So whatever he receive, he will be debit it. That bank account or bills receivable account or cash account will be debit. And who is giving the amount? Consignee. So the consignee's account will be credited. Here we are not making again that bills or bills receivable or bank account, so we are making the consignee's account. So we will do the effect in the consignee's account that by cash or bills receivable account, here we will write down the details that advance received from consignee. Clear? Then fourth transaction, that will be when the bill is discounted. The bills receivable is discounted by the consigner, then cash is coming for the to the consigner's account. So cash account will be debited. But now see, if consigner is discounting the bills receivable before the time limit, then he has to pay some discount, right? He will not receive the full amount. So what happens, that we have to calculate the discount as well. So discount is the expense of consigner. So expense of consigner will be debited as consignment account. So cash account debit whichever amount consigner is receiving, then discount will be debited on the name of consignment account, and then the consignees the bills receivable account will be credited, because bills receivable we are giving the bills receivable, so bills receivable account is credited. Here only the discount, the effect of discount will be given in the consignment account. So in consignment account debit side we will give the effect that bills receivable account bracket, in bracket we will write down discount. Clear? Up to this I hope you all are clear about the journal entries and the effects. Sales by the consignee. When the consignee is doing sales of the goods, then the consignee's account will be debit and the consignment account will be credit, because consignment is earning something. So consignment account will be credit, and what is we will return, we will write in the narration sales. Same way here the consigner's account is credited. So consignee's account is debited and consignment account is credited. So in credit side of consignment account we will write the consignee's account, then in consignee's account in debit side we have to write down to consignment account, and we will write down the same narration, that is sales. Then expense paid by the consignee. When the consignee pays the expense, what happens? Consignee is paying, in last video we have already discussed that consignee is always paying the expense on behalf of consignor, not directly. So the effect of the expense paid by the consignee will be consignment account debit to consignee's account credit. Clear? So on the debit side of consignment account, we will write the narration consignee's account. In bracket, we will write down expense of consignee. Same way, in consignee's account credit side, we will write down consignment account and expense of consignee. Then next transaction, commission payable to the consignee. Consignee is actually doing the work just for the commission. So what happens when the commission is payable to the consignee? Consignment account debit to consignee's account credit. Because the commission of consignee is the expense of consignment account, and for consignee it is income. So consignment account debit, here we will write down the consignee's account and narration will be commission. Same way, here we will write down the consignment account and the narration will be commission to consignee. Then next transaction, that amount received from the consignee. When the consignee is giving some amount or any amount to the consignor of sales and of anything, then the cash or bank account will be debit. If it will bills receivable, then bills receivable account will be debit, and the consignee's account will be credited because consignee is giving the money. So consignee, in consignee's account, that we will write down the credit side, the consignment account. If it is a discount allowed or bad debts, then also we can write down. And next is cash or bills receivable account, that for amount received in full statement, which consignee is giving to the consignor. Then in next transaction, closing stock of the consignment. Maybe the year will be finished before closing, before selling all the stock. So we have to find out the closing stock. So for closing stock, we make the journal entry that consignment stock account debit to consignment account. So here we will write down the consignment stock account. Okay. Here buy goods sent to the in consignment. If any good is returned, then also we will write down this. Then profit on consignment. Whatever the profit will be done, it is completely of consignor. We have already understood it in last video. So whatever the profit will be, it is stick to the consignor's concern. There is no concern of consignee for the profit. So this will become, this is the profit of consignment account. So consignment account will be debited and the profit and loss account will be credited. So here debit side we will write down the consignor's, profit and loss account. Then the closing the goods sent, the closing the goods sent on the consignment account. Closing the goods sent on the consignment account. Here we will have to make the general entry that goods sent on the consignment account debit to the trading account. Whenever these account will be closed, the amount of this account will be transferred to the trading account, because it is our trading, our business, and for our business any stock will be mentioned into the trading account only. So this entry will go to the trading account. Here maybe you have cleared all the idea of these three accounts on the books of consignors account. Okay, so in the books of consignor we have to make three accounts. This general entry is very necessary. In exam you have to write down the only, you have to make the accounts only, but somewhere, so in some MCQ or some questions, the general entry as well as general entries, uh, as well as accounts, you have to write down the general entries also. So this general entry and this pro forma of accounts is very necessary to understand this chapter very clearly. So please note down it, and then we will discuss about the uh, books of the consignee. And on the books of consignee, we just have to make one account only. Okay, so now for the books of the consignee, we just have to make one account. So we will see that this we have to make on the books of consignee just to the consignor's account. Because the consignee has no concern with the consignment account, because he is just doing the business for the commission. He has no concern with the consignment business. Okay, so he just has to make one account, that is consignor's account. Okay, so for the consignor's account, it is in the books of consignee, so the matter will be changed. Okay, so here we will see one by one entry that when he gives the advance, the consignor's account will be debit and the bank or bills payable account will be debit, because consignee is giving the amount, right? The bank or cash or bills payable is going, so bills payable will be credited and consignor's account will be debited, because consignor is receiver. So here we will write down on the debit side the bank account or bills payable account. Here the narration will be the advance. Then when the consignee pays expense, consignee is paying the expense on the behalf of consignor. So entry will be consignor's account debit to cash account, because he is paying the cash or bank. So consignor's account will be debit, consignor's account will be debit and the cash account will be credit, and we'll write down the expenses. Here the sundry debtors, that sales return will be done, then he will do the entry. Okay, then when goods are sold, when any goods are sold, cash or bank, if he sell the goods by the cash, then cash account or bank account will be debit to the consignor's account credit. So here we will write down the consignor's account by bank or cash. But here if the sale will be on credit, then the debtor's account will be debit and the consignor's account will be credit. So here sundry debtor will be debited, and here we will write down the narration credit sales. When goods are returned by the customer, we have already seen the debtor's account will be credited and consignor's account will be debited. And if goods are kept by the consignee, sometime consignee is keeping the goods, then the purchase account will be debit and consignor's account will be credit. So here credit side, we have to write down the purchase account, and we will write down the narration that goods retained for own use. Okay? Then in last two transaction, the commission due on sales, that whatever the consignee has sold, he will take the commission for it. Then the consignor's account will be debit and to commission account. So consignor's account, in consignor's account debit side, the commission account will be credited. Then the last, when the account is settled, when the everything is settled, then the cash he has to give. So consignor's account will be debit and to bank or bills payable when the amount will be ready of any settlement, like they have sold the goods, and then he will deduct it, his commission itself, and the remaining amount he will give to the consignor. So this will be bank account or bills payable account, and we will write the narration as settlement. So it's very easy on the ledger of consignee. Clear? So here we have understood about the general entries and the accounts. So in next lecture we will meet with the sum. So I suggest you all that please make a book of accountancy, write down these all general entries and the pro forma of accounts, and then for sum also you write down it, so it will be easy to do revision for this. Okay, see you in next video. Thank you.